Hey guys, JKMan99 here, and welcome to my predictions video for the 2020 Academy Awards. The nominations come out in a few days, and I've made my predictions for the top 8 categories, which includes picture, director, screenplays, and the acting categories. I have written a little mathematical equation this year in an attempt to actually get these correct. This will be the only year I try this. If I get 100% accuracy, I will do this every year. If not, we'll just guess. Go back to guessing. So without any further ado, here we go. Best Adapted Screenplay. So for this, I have The Irishman, The Two Popes, Little Women, Joker, and Jojo Rabbit. And that is also the order I believe I am most confident in these picks being picked, these movies being picked. I would say that the only movie that might come into play here and overtake one of them is possibly A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, but I feel like that movie is not getting any play out there anymore, so I highly doubt that's going to happen. So I would go with those 5 for Best Adapted Screenplay. Okay. Best Original Screenplay. Now, this is one where I actually 100% sure on 4 of them, and they have 50-50 on the final option. I honestly am not sure. So I have Marriage Story, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is honestly the favorite right now because it recently won the Globes, and then Knives Out. And then it comes down to either The Farewell or Booksmart. Now, I threw The Farewell in here over Booksmart, and I honestly don't have a strong reason here either way. It's really hard for me to offer you an explanation on that one. I think it's just a preference. I like Farewell a little bit better, and that's really about it. So that's my personal preference there. So those will be my 5 for Best Original Screenplay. Okay, so Best Supporting Actress, I have Laura Dern, Margot Robbie, Jennifer Lopez, Scarlett Johansson, and Florence Pugh for Best Supporting Actress. I think, and I would really be shocked if anybody else took it. I think there's a small chance that Nicole Kidman might get one of these and might take out Florence Pugh, but that's the only one I'd be willing to bet on. I don't think that'll happen, though. I think there's like maybe a 25% chance that would happen. I feel pretty confident with Florence Pugh being in there, so those are my top 5 for Best Supporting Actress. Alright, Best Supporting Actor, we have Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks, and Anthony Hopkins. I don't foresee anybody else squeezing in there. I would say there's maybe a small chance for Willem Dafoe or Jamie Foxx, but I would say, again, like 15-20% chance those guys get in, but I'm pretty confident on those 5. So let's move on to Best Actress. Yeah, man, this was probably my toughest category, and I'm sure for the rest of you guys, it's probably the same thing. So for my top 5, now I should mention that mathematically these are my top 5. There wasn't a question when it came to the math. I got Charlize Theron, Renee Zellweger, Scarlett Johansson, Saoirse Ronan, and Cynthia Erivo. That is how it came out in terms of the math. So therefore, my next 2 top competitors would be Lupita Nyong'o and Awkwafina. And I would say 40% chance for Awkwafina, and then like 48% chance for Lupita Nyong'o to get in. And now there's a long I want to discuss a mathematical long shot that I actually do think deserves to be Best Actress this year. I'm not predicting it, but I personally feel deserves it. Ana de Armas, she was amazing in Knives Out. She really made that movie. There's a lot of great performances in Knives Out, but if you actually look at her performance in Knives Out and you compare it to her other performances, you can tell that she really stepped up her acting, if you will. And I don't really know that you can say the same about any of the others, quite honestly. Except possibly Cynthia Erivo, to be honest. I feel like everybody else, I don't want to say they phoned it in. Phoning it in is not the right word. But it almost seems like obvious Oscar bait actress jobs. I like acting jobs where the person just steals the show, and I feel like Ana de Armas did that. But she's not going to get in at all, but it would be amazing. I think, so, to kind of, why am I talking about her and the others, is because even though mathematically Cynthia Erivo and Saoirse Ronan are both there, I feel like one of those two could easily be replaced by either Lupita Nyong'o or Awkwafina or Ana de Armas or possibly somebody else. So look for a surprise in the Best Actress category, very similar to how we had a surprise last year in Best Supporting Actress. So we'll see what happens there. But that's my prediction. All right, Best Actor. Now here's another one of those situations where the math could not give me a top 5. It gave me a top 6, so I had to make a choice. So for me, I went with Adam Driver, Joaquin Phoenix, Leonardo DiCaprio, Taron Egerton, and then I went with Jonathan Pryce over Christian Bale. Now, I think it could be either one of these two. I think there's a small possibility it could be Antonio Banderas or Eddie Murphy. Much smaller chance, though. I think I would put it at like 25% chance one of those two get in. I really believe it's going to be Jonathan Pryce, and the reason for that is like he has gotten the more recent award shows. Christian Bale got the ones that came out earlier, so I feel like Jonathan Pryce has just overtaken him there. And now, could Christian Bale still get in? Yeah, absolutely, it's still possible. But as of right now, I'm going to say that Jonathan Pryce is going to take that 5th spot, and the other two will, or excuse me, the other 4 will definitely be named Best Actor. I don't see any of those other 4 being replaced there for Best Actor. Okay, so I feel a lot more confident for Best Director with Bong Soon-ho, Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, Sam Mendes, and Todd Phillps. I know that like as of like a week or two ago, Todd Phillps being in there was a joke, but now it's not. I mean, now he just recently got named for the BAFTAs, so it's going to be Todd Phillps, which I know a lot of people wanted Noah Baumbach for A Marriage Story, but honestly, it's possible. It is, but I think the other award shows have been pretty consistent, so I'm going to go with Todd Phillps, and that's the final spot for Joker. Okay, now let's get to Best Picture. Now, Best Picture has 7 definites and then one that I'm like 15% sure on, and then I have like 6 alternates that I'm also 15% sure on. Again, this is how the math came out. So for Best Picture, 100% sure that's going to be there. I have 1917, The Irishman, Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Jojo Rabbit, Marriage Story, and Parasite. And then I had to choose between the following 7 movies: The Two Popes, Dolemite Is My Name, Ford v Ferrari, Knives Out, Little Women, Rocket Man, and Uncut Gems. So I went with Two Popes, and the reason is it's just, and again, very recently it's winning. Well, I wouldn't even say that. No, I'll take that back. The reason I'm putting Two Popes in is because of it showing up under Screenplay. The others, yeah, now Knives Out showed up under Screenplay, but it's really getting no traction at this point. I think Knives Out, as great as a movie as it was, I think it just came out at a really good time. I don't think anybody was really thinking about Knives Out until people actually started seeing it. And Little Wilbur's there too in terms of screenplay, but I don't know. It's not getting as much traction, I think, as Two Popes is, because now you could argue that Saoirse Ronan is an acting person, and you got Florence Pugh, and then you have possibly Jonathan Pryce, but so you could argue that, you really could, but I'm just gonna go with Two Popes on this, and this one obviously is super hard to predict because they could go anywhere between 5 and 10, but and honestly, in reality, I really think they should just do 7, but I don't. I think they're going to do 8 because they have a tendency to do 8, or they might actually do 9 this year, um, or possibly 10. Who knows? It all depends on how the voting goes. So then I realized I pretty much gave you every option there. So I don't think they're going to do 6 for 5, so there you go. But yeah, so my prediction is going to be Two Popes for that 8th spot. So it's going to be those 8 movies that get nominated for Best Picture. So again, we'll see how this math comes out that I worked on. See if the math actually does what it says it's going to do, and if it does, I'll use that in the future. And if not, then I'll just go back to predicting my predictions right before the new year because I wanted to wait as long as possible to really get all the information I could, and we'll see what happens. But in any case, we have a few days left, so what do you think is going to be a nominee for the Oscars this year? Do you agree with all my picks? Do you disagree with all my picks? Or not all my picks, but some of my picks? Let me know what your picks are. And thank you again very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And take care.